Welcome, welcome. Hey, I'm gonna do a few figure motions. Probably just one example of a figure motion, but it won't be bad. It will be brief. Semi. I'm gonna be doing full body for this, because I'm tired of stick figure examples. They're getting boring. So I'm gonna take a turn and do some full body. Hey, it'll give you a glimpse into the full body. But as you have read from the title, this video is not about full body, but it is instead about rolls, not flips. I already did flips. This one, oh, watch this. Watch the green. Bam. Wait, no. Bam. Turn to black. Got a hotkey for that. Nailed it. Whoa. We're going to start with the head and then do the body next. So how tall is this guy? Well, based on how big his head is, he's about that tall. No, he's about that tall. Yeah. And that looks good to me. You can download this FLA in the description and look at it as I animate. You'll be seeing into the future because what you have is everything that's already been made. So I'm drawing these legs here because you need legs to roll. What even is a roll? It's when you go on the ground and you spin around, and you usually use it for two reasons. A, either to look cool, or B, to diffuse your momentum or the energy, what have you. It turns downward stuff into left or right stuff. And it's really good for not breaking your legs if you're falling from a high place. It's also good if you're trying to dodge things, but you're either looking sweet wicked or you're changing your direction to not hurt yourself. So here are the arms. Now there's two kinds. Well, there's three kinds. There's from stance, which is either running when your feet are on the ground or walking with your feet on the ground and then going into a roll. There's jumping, so you do like a head first action like this. Wow, that's cool. Or there's landing, like this kind of stuff. And I'm going to be doing the first one from a stance right now. So here's my head. Copy that head up. You're going to need that head copied. Take on your onion skin and then paste it in place. And now start my first head motions as he's going into the run. Now this run is a little bit different because he's not turning so... I mean, this roll is a little bit different because he's not so much turning downward momentum into forward. He's turning diagonal into forward and then upward. So it's kind of like a reversal. Well, not a reversal, but a rotation of 90 degrees. You know, whatever you call it. He's bouncing off the ground. I guess it's a reversal. No, it's not. It's a compliment. So he's gonna start to run. That's looking all right. And then he'll go into his roll. So let's do the body. I'm gonna do it in pieces because I know pretty much what the start of any good run looks like. So I don't need to do it all at once. You can do it all at once if you want. You know, or don't. No, really do though, because it helps you understand things better. Head first, it's a dangerous game. It's risky. You could end up with a figure that looks like his head is where all of his energy is coming from. And that's not always the case. And sometimes it looks goofier than you might be expecting. Quick little full bodyisms, I guess. You gotta draw your calf muscles giant. Like, this big is how big your calf muscles should be. And then the rest of the leg normal. So then you would draw the... No. No. Don't do that. No, do it, please, please. You should. It's what you need in a good full body. Calf muscles larger than the torso. Alright, this is fine and dandy. If you watched my running tutorial, you're already a step ahead of the game. You are living large. Larger than a building. Or a farm. That's a building. What am I saying? I'm just talking. I'm just filling the time. But it's better than animating silently. This is about rolls, right? Yeah. So you gotta pay the roll toll if you want to get this. When the foot comes off the ground, don't make it bend too much. You know, just make it bend a reasonable amount. Like, that's good. Right there. And zoom in for your large eraser to not erase too much of the other leg. Just fill those guys in. Fill the rest in with brush. And I'm going to stop doing arms for a little while so I can focus on the main parts, because the arms are the lightest parts. I think they weigh less than the head. So I like to do torso and leg work first and then throw the arms in, not as an afterthought. If there's important arm movements like punches or handstands or things similar, I do arms with the figure. But if it's a roll where it's really about the torso contacting and where the legs fly when the torso does so, you don't really, the arms aren't critical. Unless it's a diving roll like this, then I would do arms first, which this one might be sort of. So I'll go back and do the arms before he hits the ground, just to be safe. Usually though, it's not that super important. Okay, there. Next, the first real pose of motion. Torso starts to bend a little bit for some reason. I do that. You don't have to. Boy, I'm really ready to get onto those explosion tutorials because I love explosions and I want to see more explosions, and I think I'm alright at shading them, so I'm at least going to make some alright videos about them. And I just want to talk about it. I just want to draw smoke over and over. But right now, it's time for figures, because figures don't get enough attention on this tutorial channel. By the way, this channel, oh boy, lots of stuff. First of all, hey, hit 100 subscribers. Thank you, sweet people, for caring enough to listen to my voice. Just enough to warrant not wanting to not have it on your subscription page. And in your little sidebar on YouTube that says a little 1 next to my name whenever I put out a new video. Like something or share something. But don't worry, I don't do a lot of liking or sharing on the FlashBepler channel, so usually that little 1 next to my name, that's going to mean there's a new video out. There's a new video ready to be watched. And if you're here from the dojo, you're going to know it even probably before you see that little 1. Alright, head time again. Also, things to like. First of all, so cool that people saw my hats video on Dojo's YouTube and came on over and gave me a sub. Thanks, you kind hearts. Also, what was I saying? Hit 100, that's right. So I was shooting, when I started this whole thing up, I was shooting for 100 tutorials, ideally, and then I would see how people were thinking. Like, I was absolutely going to make 100, no matter what anybody said, and then I was going to stop if people were, you know, nobody cared. and it wasn't helping anyone. But hey, everybody has only ever had nice things to say, mostly. So I'm cruising right along. I'm still gonna see where I'm at. I'm at 100 hits, but I think, I mean, as long as I've got stuff to talk about, I'm gonna keep on making things. I'm at 20. This will be 29. This video, and I started back on the 6th of November. So if I can get to 30 by the 6th of December, that will be 30 tutorials in 30 days, if you can believe it. Which will put me right on track to make 100 in a little over 3 months, which is what I would like to see happen. And then, honestly, I do think I might run out of things to say. I mean, I can try and learn new things and then talk about those, but once I cover like 3D and camera moves and all the kinds of particles and stuff that I know how to do, I mean, I'm gonna be up a creek. Maybe I'll start asking people to help me, people who know more than I do, to teach me things. Okay, so he's gonna take one more step before he goes into the roll. And that'll get doubled at the beginning. So, well, will he though? Oh yeah, he will. He's got lots of space. You know what? I changed my mind. It's gonna be a semi-diving roll. Head goes up as the foot goes underneath him. This is just a big running video. It's not even about rolling. I take it back. This is going to be called running roll. And next will be diving roll. And then after that, a landing roll. You know, the one that free runners do when they jump off buildings. Which is all basically the same thing. Ooh, that doesn't look right. It's all just tucking in your legs and stuff. Yeah. Whatever. You know, you land, you tuck your head in close to your chest, and then at the end, you either kick up or you get up. And then I grow up. And then I throw up. Whenever I see your face. Guides, if you haven't made them yet, make them. They're helpful. I like that color. Ooh, that's a good color. I should use that more often. And make your own color palette too. It never hurts. It's fun. Make it big in Flash or whatever program you use. Export it to Photoshop or Paint, and then pixelate it. You know, zoom in on it, or make it little and then export that. Size it up in Flash so you don't have to deal with selecting the average from a gradient. Or, in fact, just go edit your hex values at an even increment to make your own color palette, if you know how those work. It's 0 through 9, and then it's A through E on top of those for RG and B. The first value is like a 10, the second one is like a 1, except there's 15, because it's, or there's 16, A, B, C, D, E, no, yeah, there's 16, hexadecimal, yep, da 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 da. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna call the lunge for the roll. So here's this leg coming up, getting ready to go into that sweet, sweet roll. Yeah. And when he does so, the arms are gonna fly forward, and great, now this isn't even stance roll, this is diving roll. Fine. It's fine. So he's gonna go into it. Oh, this bugs me so much. This, when the torso lines up with where the head was in the previous frame, it's like, oh, it feels so wrong because watch it, that just doesn't seem right. But then I draw the rest of the body and it's fine. I'll just sneak it up a little bit. Sneak it up. Who knows how fast he's going? I sure don't. Okay, so now this leg is gonna snap back because it just did a full extension. I actually made a jumping tutorial, but I didn't like it, so I didn't upload it. So really, this is tutorial 30. The jumping one was just never uploaded because I did a poor job explaining it, and I might redo it, but it'd be so short unless I animated it like this, full body. How far is the cursor right now in the YouTube scrubber? I'm gonna guess here. Yep, that's exactly. I've never gotten it so far. I always go back and check. Hopefully I'll get it on that one. Oh shoot, I just had a heart attack. I thought I wasn't recording audio, but I am. It's so great. Alright, now the body starts to turn up a little bit, and right there is good to me. This leg is gonna go down because it only swung up so fast right there to lift him off the ground. And same, this leg went from bent to full extended. That's what gets him up here. And you should be going to the right a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And less up. I think. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm doing these things, I just don't even know. And if I'm wrong, just don't release it. Just don't release the video. But other times, it turns out just okay. Good enough to look at. Oh, that's not right. There. No, it's not right. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna do the arms now, because I gotta visualize it. The arms help him swing up. There. Okay, where's the other arm? It's, I'm gonna say this is his right leg. So the left arm is getting ready to swing forward. Not that much. That much. And then that much. Nope, I lied. Not that much. There, that's good. See, left arm bends when the right leg bends. And now it's coming up. And then it's going down. Maybe something like that more. Yeah. Go check out that running tutorial if you don't know what's happening. And then as it goes back, instead of just going back straight like this, it's getting ready to do this. Like, this is where it will be on the body. So instead of doing that, it's just gonna fall straight like there. It's gonna go from this pose to this pose to this pose. So here is the straight arm. I mean, you can't see it. That's why you wouldn't see it like this. Because his bicep is the leader and then his forearm is the follower. And then it ends up doing something like that as it swings up, and then it'll straighten back out as it gets ready to land. And now for the other arm. Hint at the elbow. Hint at the elbow. And then here comes righty, going backwards as the left leg goes backwards. Swinging up. And swinging down. Doing a little bit of this. Really dramatizing it out. Pulling it and then going up. And then, okay, so here's the leader. The leader. And what's it gonna do? It was going this way. And now it's gonna start going that way. So, next frame. The head is here. The torso is here. The body, right about there. Here comes those leaders. And then the forearms following them as they get ready to go to this pose with hands out in front of himself with what looked like very skinny arms at the time. Not the things that I'm thickening right now, but the one I drew that was like this. Okay, the legs. This one is coming to a... Oh, Flash, why? Flash, why? I don't understand. It doesn't... It's happened to everybody watching this video. I don't get it. It's like... It lives a shape-tween life for a second. It's happened to everybody if they use Flash 8. Definitely. And then if they use the newer ones, maybe. Because I do remember that happening in CS5 for sure. I don't know about CC, but I think CS6 did it too. And they don't even have big brushes. They only have like from here up. Who the heck even knows? I don't think Macromedia even understands that one. So here's that knee. Sometimes I just draw the knee to know where I'm going to put stuff. And then that will go there. And then here's the calf. Fill in that crotch. He looks kind of like a horse. Oh my gosh. In my Doors 4 part that was in the trailer, the guys that get hit fall into a horse. And it was pointed out by Wolf, and now I can't stop looking at it like that. The blue guys, the first two, when you come in the door, they just fall into a horse shape. I'll load it up at the end of this video. And if I don't, oh boy, just watch Doors 4. It's a part with 5 blue guys in the room. And when they get their heads stepped on, they just land in a horse pose. It's so weird. I gotta do it. I can't. I'm gonna forget. It's 6, I think. Yeah, look at these two first guys. Horse. How does that even happen? I animated them independent, and then they go into a horse. Alright, so the leg now in front is bending just like this. Just like that. And then this back one is bending even more so. Fill that crotch to the point where it's more like this. No, I lied. It's not there yet. It's there. Okay. Symbolize. You're so helpful. But if nothing is selected, you shouldn't even have the option to run. And that's how commands should really work. They should have prerequisite things that have to be in place before they can even attempt to function. Alright, so now these arms, bicep following that motion, just like this. There it goes. And he's going to do his landing action. Those are the hands getting ready to brace for impact. I might even leave the jump on singles. Or I might double the middle of it. But yeah, it's looking alright. I'm doing a lot of in-betweenage. I know this doesn't seem like a lot, but that's more than I usually do. Because I'm on 30, I can usually get away with doing like 1/3 as many as this. Or 2/3 as many as this, and then I double them. And then at 15, in quotes, 15, it runs fine. Alright, the arms stick right on out. Just like that. There's a thumb, like mittens. Boy, for all the times I do full body, where I actually draw like hair and, you know, clothing and skin colors, my hands almost always just turn into mittens. Like this. And it's not a problem, but it's more like 4/5 body. Is what I should start calling it. The new tutorial on 4/5 body. Yeah, like that. And then I usually just bend them with the wind, whatever way they're going, like that. Every now and then I draw like an index finger when it really needs to show something, like somebody pointing. Oh, like right in this very example. Bam! Check out that guy. And then in the final, wait, no, never mind, I'm not doing that here. But that's what it looks like. YouTube.com/FlashBepler /4/5 body tutorial. So then here's his other hand in his own face, getting ready to land. His legs are really curled now, just instinctively. They go for it. They curl right up. Like an Olympic curler they do. There's that calf, and then here's this knee, and then there's that foot. No, it's not there yet. I want to put it there so bad, but it's not yet. It will be down here, but not yet. And you know, fill it in. No, I am going to double that. That's too fast. Okay, final frame before impact. This guy is ready to hit the ground. He's done a nice smooth arc, and he is good to go. I've actually, ever since I did my basics tutorial, I've started using that button more often to go to Onion 2, so I don't have to drag these brackets. It's pretty helpful, and I might even make a command for it because of how helpful it is, if I'm allowed to do that. I wonder. Oh boy. Oh. No. Wait, do you think it's a thing though? Modify? Timeline? Timeline effects? No. That's a can of worms. Edit? Timeline? No, it's not a thing. If you know if it's a thing, hey, give me a heads up, because I would like to make that a hotkey. That is really helpful when you're doing multiple frames editing and you don't want to lag your computer with a lot of complex stuff, because Flash just can't handle a certain number of vectors. Like, I don't even think the new CS ones can take it after upwards of, like, I don't know, 200,000 points. It's just like, I can't right now, come back later. Our offices are busy. So yeah, 30 tutorials in 30 days. Not one a day. Definitely not. There are days that I have skipped. Almost a week that I skipped. But I always get back. And usually with quality. Alright, the frame where the arms impact. The actual roll is beginning. Welcome to the rolls tutorial. And full body, and jumping, and running. And without a moving camera. The hands go down. They scrape along the ground. And the head tucks in. So the body has been moving at a consistent rate. We had torso, 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 and that's going to keep happening. In fact, it's going to be speeding up. See how the downward motion increases over time? Well, now, like, it's going to be bigger than this, and this gap is almost touching the ground. So, like, the torso is practically already on the ground. So I'm going to draw that first. And then what happened to the head when that happened? Well, he broke his neck, unless he was a skilled roller, and he tucked, just like this. And I think it's going to go a little bit like that because his arms are pushing his torso ever so slightly. So the hands, draw those first. Those stay in place. Also, when you're doing a run cycle, or not a run cycle, but a running where the camera is not moving, you need to make sure to draw your feet in the same place, like this. Like this can't be sliding more than an eighth of the foot, left or right. You just can't do it. Otherwise, it's very noticeable, is what I'm getting at. And that's not right. Try and avoid rippling like this. Or, boiling, that's what it's called. Boiling is this kind of thing. This is a boil, okay? It's when one line is supposed to be the same line from frame to frame, but there's inconsistencies, and there's oddities in the way it's drawn. And it's sometimes a stylized thing, used a lot in cartoons, but other times, if you're trying to have fluidity, this is your enemy. You are trying to avoid stuff like that. And the way you can grow, and also to avoid resizing, is just try and draw like 10 frames of the same exact line without onion skin on, and see how close you can get, just remembering where it is. See, I just botched it right there. But like, I don't know. Practice a bunch. But don't have your foot sliding around on a run cycle. So when you get to the point where your hands are supposed to be the thing that all the weight of your body is on, they need to be in the same spot. And going back and forth between the two frames where it boils is a really good way to check what changes. And it looks like the front of it was off the ground a little bit. And sometimes it should change. Like sometimes there's heel strike on a foot, like that. And the next frame, it should move a little bit. Like the heel will progress on the ground ever so much as it rolls along, and then the toes will be down. And then here's the point like that, and that's fine. And then the next one, perhaps it's doing something like this. That's good, but there are these points of consistency where like the ball of the foot stays where it lay and the heel stays where it lay. So the hands are going to stay there. They're bending a little bit off to the right, but mostly towards the camera is where a lot of their bend is going. One is on one side of the torso and the other. So we'll put detail into this one and just ignore the other side. So now, here is the stomach. This is his back, right? No, that's his stomach, yeah. Jeez, I just forgot which way he was facing. There we go. What am I doing? Is that right? Am I? Is this, God, that's his stomach. Stomach. Oh my gosh. I thought for a second his head was supposed to be here. Like, I thought I was looking at it backwards. Okay, this is right. It's because I haven't done the legs yet. The arms are backwards. Because if you're going into it, you come out like this. You have to. So yeah, this is correct now. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have really mattered if you play it fast enough. What matters is that the body spins at the right speed and the torso keeps moving at the right speed. In fact, this is all starting to look a little bit off. So I'm going to spin this whole thing a bit more. That still looks wrong to me. I'm just going to not bend it so much. there. Alright, now here's the feet. Right there. Okay. Yeah, and then next, the torso is going to make contact with the ground. Just there, and then the back will follow it right after. And the head is still tucking. And now the arms, well, they're starting to, you know, bend and get ready to throw forward. Because now the arms, the hands are not, it's not required to be touching the ground. Because the back is touching the ground. Alright, then the legs are curled up as tight as they can be right here. Just like when you do a flip in the air, when you do a roll on the ground, your legs tuck right up. And then they get ready to straighten back out to catch yourself. Alright, next frame. The head is wherever, but the torso is coming off the ground. He's sitting on his butt now. Kinda. He's sitting, but he's also moving really quickly. There's all and well. And that is smooth. Now the arms are flying up. Almost throwing himself back into the air. Back into his run. And I just realized I don't want this much background. I don't want that much either. You know what? It's fine. Is that the middle? No. That's the middle. Okay, now the feet plant down. Right here. He's coming out of his roll. Arms are swinging forward. Feet are planting. Butts on the ground. Everything is falling into place. Critical steps to a good roll. I've tried to do rolls like this in real life, and it is scary. What if you land wrong? What if you land on your neck? Or on your head and your neck takes the brunt of your body's weight? Ouch. You know, hospital. But then if you don't, you just look totally cool. Okay. He's coming off the ground. And it's either in this frame or the next one where his legs start to bend. I think it needs to be this one. Or, I mean, the next one. This is the one where he preps for it. Because if his legs bent here, nothing good would happen. I mean, if his legs straightened. Wow, I'm just saying all the wrong things. When you come out of a roll, you got a point where you want to wait until your center of mass is past that point. Before you go for the roll. Right now his is right here, because otherwise your heels and your big toes are just gonna push you backwards, and you're probably gonna make your feet slide forward. So usually you wait until you're pretty close to past that line. It's like straight up from the center or near the back of your foot. You know, it's where your legs connect to your ankle. So his legs are still bent right now. Like a considerable amount. Like at least, I don't know how many degrees. It depends on where you measure it. These are at most 80. Okay, there's that, and then there. The arms have not yet swung, but they're so ready. Okay, I'm gonna make it be the frame where he pushes. There's that torso. Here are these arms swinging forward. Swinging like a swing set. No, they are straight. Yeah. And then they'll swing this way in the next frame. The back is going to be slightly bent the opposite way. And then the legs will be totally straight. Just like this. And it might even be like the instant after he's already come off the ground. That's fine. Oops. God, I don't like this. Take it off every time. I don't use the eyedropper. Makes me so mad. Alright, and then I'm gonna do this thing where it's like this. He's trying to run midair. You know, that game. I like to do that all the time. You can just make him be cool, calm, and composed, but I like to think that when somebody comes out of that, they're frantic, and they're reaching for something to hold on to, after their whole world was just spinning before their eyes. So this might not even be fully extended arm. Half, or semi-extended. Here's that torso. Just like always. I should be copying the torso. Okay. Here's its legs. A little bit bendy. Just a smidgen. And this one still kind of straight. Yeah. Okay, so this first arm swings forward before the other, and then the back one swings afterwards. Head goes in a nice arcing motion, and his body is still bending like this, like a banana. Yeah. Okay. And this leg, right there, is going to be trying to get traction on the ground where there is no ground. So it's bending backwards, and then the other one is trying to... It's like just animate a run cycle, but he's flying through the air. Good for me. Swinging arm. And the other arm swinging as well. Ah, dang it. That whole control R command. I've complained about it already. Alright, next he is starting to fall, so his torso is going to start to bend like an inverted banana. So it'll be straight on this one and then bending forward on the next frame. His front leg is now, in air quotes, hitting the ground, but he's just wanting it to. And then the back one is coming forward to actually be the one that hits the ground later. And he's probably going to, you know, crunch when he does hit, because he's lost so much of his height to bending his legs so much. He's already under his headline. He should be standing tall. If he was standing upright right now, like he is in the beginning, his head would touch this line. Man, it keeps happening. It keeps going on. But we're back in it now. Hopefully I can get that thing completely worked out. Otherwise there's gonna be a rampus. Good thing I put in the annotation though, so there's no problem. You just did a little skip, or you watched the whole sequence of me drawing and then counting down from nothing. So he's getting ready to land. Like I said, he's bending forward now because he's bracing himself for an impact. And it's not from this leg. No, that one has already swung back, trying to run like a normal leg. It is the front one getting ready to hit the ground. There. And then he's gonna crunch. That's good, and then that's good. Bam! Frame of impact. Right there. Torso bends a lot, like a slinky of sorts, and this leg hits the ground. He should be down more. Right there. And then the back one is going to be making its way forward. And I'm having a little trouble with resizing right here. I'm just going to fix it. You can't always blame it on the camera angle. This time it's just resizing. And the front one too. Totally bugged it. This would make more sense, and then that. Good. Because you gotta think, if you stretched this guy out and, you know, like made every joint full, and then you did this as well, he would have to be standing at full-blown height with his final pose. Ah, dang it, I botched it. But you get what I'm saying. Like if you stacked him all up and up, like he's gotta be all the way up. Ah, I didn't paste that right, but you know what I'm saying. From here to here to the little spine bend in there up to his head. And because I don't draw necks, I can't even properly gauge it all the time. So whatever. Alright, next he's coming out of it just like this. And well, he's still bent, but he's also doing that whole, you know, this thing. So it's kind of an in-between where he's not like full-blown this, but he's also not like that. So he's almost straight. Full body, man. Is it worth the time? Yeah. I mean, half body. Is it worth the time? It looks great. Usually. Other times, it's like, what the heck? That didn't look good at all. And I'm not even adding skin or clothes on these guys. So, I mean, why even? I don't know, I like it. Okay, then this arm gets thrown back, and then this front arm goes down with the impact. Because what it was attached to stopped. Like it should be moving more than it is, but the arm is kind of just a gangly bit on it, so that'll keep going like a passenger in a car without a seatbelt on. And then it'll just keep on going. Ah! Right there. And the back one is now, if you could see the back one, it would look like this. It's doing that. Getting ready to come forward. So you'll just see the hand there at the back end of it. Because here it was like that, and then now it's like that. Alright. Just about done, you guys. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Once I add my doubles, it'll be a fresh pot of soup that you can have the FLA of. Alright, we're back into that banana pose. Where's the leg? Where is it? There it is. Coming up off the ground, that foot is. Oh, it already was. Now even more so. There. And then the back leg is forward. The whole guy needs to be a bit bigger. Yeah, it's okay. It's near the end. It doesn't even matter. Here's that back arm snuck in there. And now here's a running frame. That was really it. The roll tutorial. The rolling in the reactions tutorial. More like. That's the noise that deserves. And now we do. Oh my gosh, that one was the worst one yet. It got rid of the whole thing I drew. So yeah, just things to remember. Make sure to tuck your head when you roll. Make sure to keep your heaviest part of the body in motion relative to the motion it has been going on. And have a nice curvy line leading up to it. As in the arc of the jump if he's doing a dive roll. Talking about this right here. Heck, I don't even know if this is gonna look right. But this should be like that. I might have to do some adjustments. You will know depending on how long this video is. There's that piece. And then here's the front arm getting ready to transition. I mean the back arm right there. Getting ready to transition back into a run cycle position. Whoa! Alright, here he is. With his foot straight underneath him, so the head goes up. When the feet are apart, the head goes down. There. Yeah. Sidearm and back arm. Good. Don't even need the head. Don't even need it. We just need the foot. And maybe a tiny bit of torso. We need that back arm. No, we don't. No, there. That's it. Whew, sigh of relief. Take a deep breath. You watched it all. Now, you add a bunch at the start because he's just standing still. And then a bunch for the first frame. And then less and less as he moves faster and faster. And then only a single. You know what? Here. Only a single there. But then doubles and a triple there. And then a double, double, double. And I wouldn't do it like this if I wasn't on 30. So now there, as he braces for impact, I guess just keep it doubled until right there, single it, and then double, double, double. And then as he goes down for his landing, triple for the anticipation of getting ready to go back into a run. And then there, he's out. Alright, how's this gonna look? How is it gonna look? I don't know. Horrible. I mean, just awful. Right there, I'm talking about that part. He gets up, so weird. He goes too high. And then there. He goes down too far. Right here. Because he's not falling very far. Why does he go down? Well, I guess that makes sense for it. Oh well. I'm just going to redraw like 5 frames. Sometimes you gotta do it. Gotta get that animation looking, you know, good. Alright, here we are, here we are. I was talking with such confidence about it, and then it didn't even look right. That's the dangers of not testing your movie halfway through. There. Whatever. Not even big deal. And then this frame. Ah, it just all doesn't make sense now. That goes up. That's... Oh, you know what? You know what? Yep. Oh, pff. Good enough for me. The important part is right here. See all that rolling? He's landing. He's tucking his head, and then he's back up and running. Like an absolute Marmaduke.